Here, one sec. Can you try talking again, Mark?
Yeah, I'm talking right now.
Okay,
Hello,
perfect.
hello.
Okay, I can hear you now.
On Skype or Discord?
On Skype.
So...
I guess we're okay to go.
Yeah, man, I have no problem with it. Do you guys have a problem with it?
I don't have a problem with it.
It's your show. I'm just here, man.
All right, let's go.
All right, then let's get it started. Are you ready, Mark?
Yeah. You like the blue-ass lighting scar? What the fuck is this down here?
That's not my fault. It's nice. It's nice. You look blue. Keep going.
All right, we'll keep it up.
Hey, you both look good. Scar, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it underway. Beyond the Rift continues with the one and only. We got Cutie Pie, the world-renowned ADC from the LCS, joining us on the left. Scar, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, guys. I'm Skara. I played on the same team as the world-renowned Domino's Streamer of the Year. I'm Cutie Pie. I've done interviews. I did interviews all last year at the NALCS. I've been a coached 2 different teams. I've just kind of been it all. I'm sure you know who I am. If you do not, I'm Skara. It's nice to meet you guys.
And joining me, our special guest, the one and only Smurf. Who is he? Marks, introduce yourself.
I'm trying out for the Blue Man group right now because my esports career isn't doing so hot. So I'm
that is some nice
getting geared up for my audition later. I used to coach TL/Curse in season 4 and season 5, and then I quit and I started doing casting or analyst desk stuff, I guess, and content. That's who I am.
All right, fair enough, man. Before we get this show underway, I just need a minute to say, God, I hate Skype. What a garbage program, dude. Good thing we're sponsored by Discord. An amazing voice communication service. If you're a gamer and you love playing games, and I know you guys do, check out Discord. Live Q&A at the end of the show. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. And then shout outs to Bloody. If you're a gamer, again, which I know you are, these headsets, man, whoo! Are you kidding me? The quality on these things. Scar, tell them about it.
They're great. They're excellent. I use them all day. You can check because I stream with them, and they got wheels on them. So what else do I have to say?
Mark, you got anything to say about the quality of the Bloody headset?
Can I get some?
Can you get some?
Can I get some right now?
We'll see if we can get you these things are limited edition. Not anyone can have them unless you go to the Bloody store and buy them. But
what
once
about
they're
Skara's
gone,
house?
Maybe. Scar, do you have
Are there any at Skara's house?
There's actually not right now, but I'll get you some eventually.
Yeah, Scar will get you the hookup, man. But all right. Enough of that. Before we get it underway, Scar, I want you to introduce. We're doing a little discussion today about the teams going into the North American LCS. Scar, tell them how we're going to be doing this.
Oh, okay. Are we opening with this? I thought it was coming in after the questions.
No, we're opening with this.
All right, we're opening with this. So you may know Beyond the Rift, we started as an LCS prediction show plus other stuff, like questions. So now the LCS has started again. We're going back to our roots. However, everyone has done tier lists of where they expect players to be. Or teams to be, players to be, yada. I didn't want to do that because that was really boring. Instead, what we're going to do for this Beyond the Rift episode is each of the individual people on the screen, so all 3 of us will be getting 2 teams. And with the 2 teams, you have to tell us, you have one team where you have to tell us how they're going to win in the LCS. And the second team you'll be given is, you have to tell us how they're going to lose, how they're going to flop. So I think this is a lot more interesting, and we'll just let it play out.
All right, then, let's get it on it with Scar. The first one's going to you, Scar. I want to know, how will CLG bomb this season?
Holy shit. Okay, I love CLG. I used to coach CLG. All the complaints for CLG have always been on Huhi. And to be honest, some of it is true. So
come on, man! You're so back and forth on my boy Huhi. You're always like, this guy gets too much of it, man.
No. Okay, so Huhi, the way I see Huhi is he's in the right places at the right time. I think he's a great team player. He works really well with his team. And CLG stayed together for 3 splits now. They're the only team that's done that. Usually teams can't stay together for 1 split. So CLG will win or lose based on their synergy. I think if Hui underperforms and Zion underperforms, mainly because I have a lot of trust and faith in the Xmithy, 6A and Afro, I think that's kind of where I could see CLG fall down a lot. Because Zion didn't have a great season, like Zion Hui had like on and off seasons, and to some extent I think even Afro didn't play that well last season too. So I think that's how CLG is gonna flop. If they do flop. But I predict that they'll...
Wait, you're saying you think CLG's weakest link is Zion and Hui? You think they're their worst players?
I think their solo lanes are the ones that are most in question. I don't know if they're the worst players, but there's like a lot of times where I'm just like, that wasn't really good. Like I didn't think that was really good by either of them. Additionally, like I've been a little bit worried by Afro's in-game performance, but he tends to be such a good in-game leader or like a good leader that I tend to give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to a lot of stuff. But I hope that like he just plays like really consistent this year.
All right, fair enough. That's an acceptable response on why CLG will bomb this season. Let's go. Number 2, who's it gonna be? I'm a cutie pie. Why Fly? You gave me FlyQuest, dude. You gave me this. Come on, dude. How they will win this season?
Yes, tell me.
I mean, I like them. It's basically old C9, man. It's balls high, elimination. They have Alltech and Moon. How they will win this season, man, oh man, how will they win this season? I'm not exactly sure. I gotta be honest.
Is they can't an acceptable answer for these? Like, can you just be like, no?
Yeah, like, I want to say no, but I'll try to give you, I will say that Lemonation, he was like the original statistician or tacticianer, dude. He came up with all the he had the Lemons notebook, he had everything. Maybe him and High, if they combine forces, can like just because I'm just gonna be honest, they're not gonna win through sheer mechanics. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna argue. They're not winning through mechanics, dude. So they gotta go the other route and try to outsmart their opponents. Do I think they're gonna do that either? For the purpose of this answer, yes, maybe. But I think they're definitely gonna have. I don't know if does Balls even play League anymore? I don't think I've ever played against them.
Holy shit.
Wait, how's that? Have you played against them, Skara?
I think he's on a different account. Or he's Diamond 195 LP. One of the two. Because I just searched up his account.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I just... This team is definitely a good invest. Like, whoever, if you're watching this stream and you're the one who invested in that team, great fucking choice, man, because you really are gonna get your money's worth out of them. And like, I think that they'll definitely go somewhere, and we'll see if that somewhere is gonna be the win of
promotion tournament.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be the promotion tournament. I mean, what do you guys? I have to ask, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this team has any shot in hell of winning this season?
Not at all. I put them 8th. Like, their high upside is like middle of the pack, hits the playoffs and like loses in the first round to a better team. Probably that's like a great season for them.
That's kind of how I feel. I think there's like a chance that because like I put like shot calling and synergy really high on the list, and with
I put shot calling. Don't get me wrong, synergy and shot calling I put above all else. But like you have to reach that like skill ceiling first that everyone reaches, and like I don't think that they're necessarily there yet.
Yeah, you just can't like shit on people in 2v1s anymore either. Like you have to lane every single game now.
Yeah, I mean I'm with Mark on this. I predicted that at the very highest point they reach quarters. They're the top 4 team at the end of this season. And if they do, even if they make the playoffs, I think they overperformed for the roster. They did really well, and so. I am cautiously thinking that they'll make playoffs, but I'm not putting any more thought on it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'd be happy to see if they did well, because maybe the truth about like old age and all these old guys, maybe it's not so true after all. But I have almost zero faith in this team, and I want to say to the producer of this show who gave me this card, we're gonna have to have a talk after. Let's go to the next topic. Marks, my man Marks,
yep.
He's got why Team Liquid will bomb this season, dude.
Why they'll bomb?
Yes.
All right. I think you see something where like all the Korean tops imports who come in are just fucking nasty, and they shit on like all the NA like ones. They're all like impact level from last season. Now that 2v1s are gone, they don't need their teams to do shit for them. They come in, they shit on everybody, so Lorlo can't get anything done. Their mid lane problems that are like potentially there already just like go to shit. Neither Golden Glue nor Link can do anything, and then like Piglet and Matt like continue to look kind of like how they looked at IEM, where they just suck. Like Piglet was playing Vayne and just losing lane and not doing much in team fights. So everything goes wrong. Bot lane synergy is still dead. Korean tops are gods, and the mid lane sucks. And then Rainover's just like running around trying to do anything, but he can't.
So you're saying the worst case scenario, Rainover's still good?
Yeah, worst case scenario. I think like Rainover's just. I mean, every jungler on a shitty team looks like shit. Like you can't look good as a jungler on a shitty team, basically. And especially like Rainover style isn't the type where he's like gonna go in and fuck you in your jungle a ton. It's more like he does what needs to get done on the map to like play the comp and team correctly. So I don't think he's the type of guy like a Dardoch type as much, or like an Anori who's just gonna go and do like some stupid shit in your jungle and mess you up but still lose the game. He's kind of like the opposite of that.
So you don't think because Rainover is more calculated, like the Lorlo Dardoch synergy, you don't think that's going to transfer over to the Lorlo Rainover?
No, if you're asking what I actually think, I think they'll actually do pretty good as like a top jungle tandem. But this is the worst case scenario where Lorlo's just getting dicked in lane nonstop, and then Rainover's like, "What do you need?" And he's like, "Hold the turret while I recall." And then Rainover goes and actually does that. That's like the team you end up with. Rainover's just like holding turrets while his solo laners just die over and over.
All right, fair enough. That is a pretty bad case scenario. I'll give you that one. That's an acceptable answer. We'll go on then. Skara, Echo Fox will win this season.
Oh, dude, I have a way out of this, actually. Singe is back in the meta, and they have Looper.
Oh, my God.
So, the way they win is Singe just gets... Looper gets Singe every game, and they just 1v5.
But there's 5 bans now.
Okay, well, maybe the other teams just aren't smart, and they just keep giving... They're just like, we can outplay him, but then...
Come on, Scar, you've been trying to... There's 5...
Maybe
the other team... Maybe they just don't know anything.
All 9 teams are awful. That's how Echo Fox gets first, is Scar's reasoning.
No, okay. Real talk. I had, like, food with Acadian... a couple weeks back, talked to him a little bit about his team, and he told me like some really cool stuff. One of the things that Looper's English is really, really good. So of course, the first thing that I'm worried about for teams that import are how's the communication. He tells me like Looper's like a great, like he's like one of the best teammates he's ever had, and he communicates like a monster. He like helped him out the entire time in Korea. And so that are really high points for their like the synergy, the communication problems will not exist at least between that lane and the rest of the team. On top of that, I think Gate is someone who's just like naturally like kind of flown under the radar. I don't think he's that bad of a sport. I think he's kind of like middle of the pack with like potential up and down because everyone that's talked to me about Gate tells me he's a great teammate. And I think you're gonna need I feel like Echo Fox has good players. You just need to find a way to like kind of put them together.
The glue guy.
Exactly, glue them together. And then I've thought about Froggen, and I always think Froggen is a great player, but
Mark, wait, what was that?
I felt a big butt. I felt like a big butt coming out of Scar in a second. Like I always loved Froggen as a player, but
I think if he could just focus on mechanically outplaying his lane opponent, that's his ideal position. You want Froggen to be kind of doing his own thing, similar to what I think Jensen does for C9 to some extent before he started roaming more. And if he could do that, I think that's ideal. So if they have someone taking over like the late game shot calling, which I think Froggen ended up like having to do some of like the early or late game shot calling, and I think with the inclusion of Gate and Acadian to shot call with Looper, I think if he just has to focus on the lane, he's actually fantastic. Like he's really good. And if they cover their problems of like shot calling and they have like great synergy, and then the rest of the team just don't ban Singe, so Looper just 1v5s like half the games, that's how they win first place.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty believable. We'll go on. I'm a cutie pie. Why Dignitas will bomb this season? All right. Well, I'll go with I gotta be honest, I don't have much faith in their bottom lane. Like, people have been trying to sell me on the LOD, the Lotic special bottom duo. I feel like this team's gonna be basically Immortals, where they're top, mid, jungle, they perform. Bot lane, there's like no communication with them. They just underperform. They're just whatever. They're just there. They don't really do anything. And I think that this team's good, but I don't think that they have what it takes to win this season. I don't know if they, like, do you guys know, do they speak English, Someday Chaser?
I haven't heard. I would think not.
I would say no. In fact, the funniest thing is Dignitas yesterday released a thing on an article on their website that said, we are looking for an English-Korean translator because the one that we had before can't make it back from Korea due to visa issues. So it doesn't bode too well for them if they have to make some recruitment post like that.
Right.
About like 3 days from the season starting.
Keen speaks both pretty well, but he's like a very quiet guy, so he's like not the type to be translating shit in game to like get the like top side of the map on the same page as the bot side. Yeah,
so like this team, like I like the way they look. Kind of, not really. I don't like their bottom lane, but I like the concept of it. I feel like this is just gonna end up like an Immortal situation where it's just, yeah, their top mid jungle can do well, but they need they don't have this synergy. There's nothing to really like put them all together. Like I said before, I put synergy, teamwork above all else. And I mean, skill is important too. I don't think that Lotic Special are gonna have the synergy or the skill to really allow them to win this split. Bomb this split. I don't know if they're gonna bomb this split. But maybe if Lotic Special just get absolutely manhandled in every single lane, then I could see it. But
I don't worry for their bot lane, honestly, at all.
You think that the Lotic?
I think their bot lane will play better than people expect. Yes.
Do you think it'll be better? Do you think it's better than Turtle Adrian? Because a lot of people are comparing this team to them.
I think it'll be better than Turtle Adrian for sure. Like really?
I think Turtle Adrian. I gave him shit, but I don't think that they were terrible. I think this bot lane, I mean, I wouldn't call them terrible, but
I think Turtle and Adrian performed really well out of the lane, but inside lane they had really bad problems. Like, and that's why like Immortals never pressure bot side because like from what I understand, when they scrim, like they never want bot lane, and that just caused them to have to go off top every single game. And so I don't know if necessarily the bot laners in North America are going to be that great this season.
Most of the bot lanes look pretty weak, honestly.
Yeah, and so with that in mind, I think that they're not looking that bad. If you had to seriously, I would say they're going to be a top 5 bot lane. And like before, I don't know if I could have made that statement. Now
I guess that's
pretty
true.
Confident in saying that.
I don't know if that's a good thing though. That kind of makes me a little sad.
Oh yeah, it's not like top 5 because they're like going to play well. It's just.
Yeah, top 5 because everyone's so garbage.
Yeah, it's like when you look at the 80s and the LCS left, and people that perform well internationally, it's like what, Sneaky and 6A. Double's gone, right? And so
yeah, Sneaky, 6A.
Piglet is everyone judges him really high, but he's always had synergy problems. So he's like kind of a big question mark. He's got really high highs, low lows kind of player. And so after Piglet, who else is there? What's the next best AD?
Arrow.
Yeah, I mean, I probably agree with that, but it's like, I haven't seen him play. And even if he is guaranteed top 4 ADs, who's the 5th?
Keith McBrief, dude. Altec. Wait, what are you laughing at, Mark?
Nothing.
Wait, what's so funny? I'm not telling a joke. I'm just saying, I'm naming players. There's no jokes.
I just thought of Keith's face, that's it. It wasn't a joke with what you were saying. It was just,
alright, fair enough.
I was imagining Keith.
Yeah, I guess the way you put it, I still think that it's basically going to be an Immortal situation where they're just not going to be able to gel together. The bot lane and other side of the map's just going to be a fiesta. And I think they'll do well, but I think bombing for this team would be, they'll probably get to playoffs, but I don't think that they'll win.
I mean, this is like probably the team that most people are like. If someone's overrating a team, it's probably this team because they could easily just be bad.
Yeah,
straight up out of the playoffs bad.
Yeah, like I'm pretty excited to see how they do. And I mean, hopefully Scar is right. Lodic special. Like, if they just show me up tomorrow and they just, like, absolutely annihilate everyone, I'll just be like, what an idiot I was, dude. I don't know anything about this game anymore. I'm garbage, dude. But, like, I'm not sold on it yet. Let's go with that. All right, then let's go to the next one. Marks, why Envy Us will win this season.
What the fuck?
Team
Tell
Envy.
us, Mark. Tell us.
I had them 10th on my list.
Damn, dude, come on.
Lyra is just gonna have to come in and just be like a total god. Is basically how I see this going. Because like, I mean, Seraph didn't look good at the end of last year. Like, I heard their team was struggling just in general. But like Ninja, I never thought was like even a top 5 mid in NA last split, and like, I don't think mid got any easier. I thought Seraph was, like, not really a top... Like, I don't know. They just seemed really hard. Like, not great. And so, I mean, maybe Lyra comes in, he's a beast, and then, like, coach of the split, Dylan Falco, rallies the team, and
okay.
they become...
Wait, we were talking about how we don't think bottom lanes... Apollo, Price, and Hakuho. You don't think there'll be a top 5 bot lane?
That's a hold-on bot lane. You know how, like, certain lanes, it's like, all right, your job... Almost every game is to hold on. That's a hold on.
Oh God!
Come on, man. What are you trying? You don't think they're gonna be just destroying their lane opponents?
No. But maybe I'm wrong, and that's how these guys get finished at split number 1. Is they are just beast bot lane. Lyra's running around the map murking people, and the rest of the team's keeping up with him.
Actually, I have a question for you guys. What do you guys rate Hakuho? I actually think he's pretty good.
I don't think he's bad. I think he's there's like this like tier in the LCS of like supports who go up and down like a lot and fluctuate based off just, I don't know, randomness. And I put him kind of in that tier, like the Adrian, Matt, and like a couple other players like that, where they're just like sometimes they look good and sometimes they don't.
Oh, Kitty, what do you think about Hakuho? You must have played with this guy at some point.
Yeah, I don't think he's bad, but the thing is, it's just like. It's like we said before, you're really just like a slave to your team, and if your team's not good, there's no way, like, I'm never gonna, oh my god, Hakuho's going crazy on threat. He's just winning this game for his team. It's like, oh, everyone's just losing the map, and he's trying to ward, and he just dies, and I don't think he's bad, but in this team, I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. He's not gonna showcase how good he really is.
He's not going to go Mata on everybody.
Yeah, he's just going to... Unfortunate games. I mean, you really think he's going to be like... He's just going to be dominating support, Scott?
I used to not think he was very good, but as I saw more and more of his play, and I see him in solo queue like all the time, he's actually like... I've never seen him play bad. I think he's one of the most consistent players that I've seen, and then when I look at like Lot Hakuho play, I was like, they were a pretty good rock. Like, for literally not being able to communicate in, like, draft or in game, they were still able to like, hold on, but, like, do well every game. And I think that speaks a lot about both the players. Like, that's why I think Lod Hakuho are better than I originally thought. And I'm actually, like, really interested to see how Hakuho does.
I always thought that was, like, a little bit on Lod, too, in terms of, like, that bot lane getting nothing from the team in terms of, like, pre-game prep and like just support in general, but they always seem to do okay. And I thought that was a lot to do with Lod, so that's why I thought this bot lane was going to struggle more. But maybe it is more Hakuho.
No, I guess we'll see, man. Lod X Special versus Apollo, Price, Hakuho. Wait, I want to know, who do you guys give it to in that matchup?
If we're doing Ziggs bot lane versus, yeah, I give it Ziggs bot lane.
Really, you don't. Man, you guys just sell my boy Apollo short just like that?
I think Apollo's been in the LCS for a long time, and I don't know. There's something about Apollo that I just don't think...
Say it!
I just think... There's a lot... Actually, I put 80 intelligence as a very high
AD and
statistic.
God, you're just making something up
no,
for him, dude.
That's
Come
how
on.
smart you are at the game. Like I thought, like, for instance, one of your biggest strengths when you were a player, and probably one of your biggest strengths now, is like being able to like identify a situation and then correctly judge what to do.
What a terrible compliment this is, dude.
Okay. I'm just saying that like if people I value people with brains in the AD role. A lot of people think AD role is micromanaged by the support and it's like just like a dumb role. You don't have to do shit. But I actually think it's really, really important to be smart about the AD role. And I think all the best ADs in the region are like actually really intelligent when it comes to the game. And I don't think Apollo's ever been like that type of player. He's like the type of player who like follows what he's doing and just like does his job on the team. But then again, he's never been on a team where like he has to stand out. And I don't necessarily think this is a team where he has to stand out either. So,
I mean, I worked a little bit with Apollo, and he's actually a really good communicator in terms of like knowing what he needs. But I think
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, so he's like, I agree, he's not like smart, like he's going to break down exactly what the team needs to do in every situation, but he does know what he needs to do, which I think he's like a really good role player. But the problem is on that team, I just don't see who, like whenever you have a role player, that means you need a star player. And I don't know who it is on that team other than potentially Lyra. And that's like this guy coming over, import player, so it's just so suspect.
All right, fair enough then. Fair enough. Let's go to the next topic. So we're done with the.
Let's end on a prediction.
We only did six teams. We're not doing the other four. They're just getting left out.
Yeah, come on, Scar.
Let's just end on this one thing. Who do you think is going to win the season?
Who do I think is going to win this season? Wow.
We can just go down left to right, Cutie. You can start.
Who do I think is going to win this season? Honestly, I haven't really thought about it. For winning this season, I don't know, man. I mean, I hate to say TSM. I don't think that they're going to win the season.
Oh.
I don't want to. Who do I think is going to win the season, though? I just feel like Bjergsen's just so much better than everyone else that, like, I hate saying this every time, but he's just better than everyone else. And all his team needs to do is just throw support at him, and he'll just win the game. So I don't want to go with TSM, but I'll go with TSM.
I am of the same opinion. I actually think this is the first time I've ever predicted TSM to win the split, I think. And I think TSM will win because right now, I think Sven is playing super well. Like every time I look at him, I thought he was like the best performing jungler in the region. And I think Bjergsen's always been the best performing mid laner. Not only that, he improves at like a really, really strong rate. Like even though he's at the top, he doesn't stop improving. So I have really high respect for that. And I think Haunter, like top side, I think of TSM is going to be like great. And so the question marks are going to be like how Haunter performs against these import top laners and whether or not Turtle can like play well with Biofrost bot lane. But I think regardless of what happens, I think jungle mid are the two most important roles in the game. And if your jungle mid are good, your team is good. And I think
that's like the biggest question mark for me is how Wild Turtle is gonna do. Wild Turtle and Biofrost, but even with that, yeah, I'd still say like I think
my concern is the same thing with Biofrost, where like we saw when Piglet left Matt started looking like a lot worse because he could kind of just crutch on this like beast laner. And I think Doublelift and Biofrost could have potentially been a similar situation where Biofrost benefited from Doublelift a ton, and then when he gets a weaker laner and Turtle, he can't like cover it.
Yeah.
But I still have TSM as like the most likely. TSM feels like that safe pick that everyone picks to win, and then they get like third. And there's some other team.
Yeah, the thing is, like, what?
God, yeah,
all these teams are just so. I mean, the rosters have like all changed for every team, so it's really hard to. The only thing I know is, I think mid jungle, like you said, is one of the most important roles, and I think Bjergsen's the best mid in NA, and I think Svenskaren's one of the best junglers. So, I just don't see like who has a better combo than them. Like, the bot lane, all they have to do, like, Turtle's good at just surviving. Like, all he has to do, just sit bottom and just don't die, and then you're just good to go.
Like, the teams that I think could potentially win, right? So the teams that could, are going to be C9, CLG, TSM, I think. I actually think those three teams, or one of those three teams will win the split, like 100%. And with C9, I just don't know how good Contracts is. I actually have no idea. And I don't want to say anything until I see how he plays, because he's been super hyped up, and everyone who hypes up Challenger players to me, I've learned to like not buy into the hype. I'm just gonna chill and wait. And CLG always has a chance to win, but it's all up in the air. Like there's a lot of things like how would they perform, how would they do, but I will always say CLG will be like a top 4 performer. Same with TSM and same with C9. Those 3 of those 4 teams will make top 4, or at least 2 of those 4 teams.
Yeah, I would swap TL in there maybe too, because I feel like they have a decent chance of breaking the top 4. But
oh god,
I think it really depends on like all the new teams. Like I feel like between Dig, P1, and Immortals, like 3 of the teams that really went out and got a lot of import talent, like one of those teams is gonna hit and be good. I don't know which one it is necessarily because it's kind of random. It's like they got a bunch of good Korean players. It's more about like how they synergize, but.
Yeah.
I feel like Dig having the Korean coaching staff is like makes them the most likely to gel.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Is like it's so hard to just predict who's gonna win because like some of these teams they're just completely import rosters, and it's just like you won't really know how they're gonna do. Like maybe they just bought like maybe Dig's just a complete garbage team and they had no chance, or maybe they're just like the best team in NA now.
You know, honestly, I think this is Dig's Dig's, I don't want to say last chance, but Dig has remade the roster so many times, and every single time Dig promises me this is the team that's going to work. But like when you look at their history, man, they have not made playoffs in like a long time, right? Like in fact, they've been like hugging the relegation.
I mean, I think they're going to make playoffs for this.
Yeah, I think this is the first roster that make playoffs in, and like that's my only expectation for Dig. I don't care about Dig. Like I think they will make playoffs, and I have 0 expectations after that. We'll see how they do throughout the season.
Who do you think is going to be the import team that works out, or do you think none of them get much? Because you're saying, all I've heard for your import teams is like they're a playoff-ish team. None of you said like though they're close to a finals.
Will overperform with their current rankings. I don't know. I think it would be Echo Fox because I've heard Looper's English is super good. So I think they'll overperform what people expected them, which is people expected them to be like a 7 to 18, 7 to 19. I think they'll be potentially playoffs. I don't think they'll go higher than that.
You think Looper is going to be good enough to make Echo Fox?
Well, it's not just Looper. Like they replaced like their jungle, their support, and their top lane. And I think that I think there are 3 positions where I think not for sure, but I expect them to place higher than people expect. I will say that they have a playoff shot.
I mean, I think Acadian and Gate are good, but I don't know if they're that much better that they make them.
I don't think they're that much better than Big and Hard. Like they're not going to come in and like revitalize that team. Like I think they're better, but they're not like. It's not like you just got like a strict upgrade and like for sure you're like these guys are better players.
Yeah, like the only player maybe is Looper, and
Looper's definitely better than KFO. I thought KFO was really bad.
Yeah, and I hope he performs, but I mean if the rest of his team just shits the bed, like there's not much Looper. Like I don't think Looper is going to be able to 1v9 for him. So
yeah, I feel like how good they do is solely based off how hard Looper can carry them. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, and Froggen, but
we've talked about almost every team. There's one team we have said nothing about, so we might as well go through this. Like people are going to ask us why we didn't talk about it. What do you think about P1?
What? I thought we didn't talk about Immortals.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Immortals, Scar.
I guess there's 2 teams. There's 2 teams, right?
Yeah, I mean P1. I mean Arrow. They're using Adrian, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Arrow, Adrian,
Ryu, and Norizig.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to think of this. Like, I think that the players are good. Like, I like Inori a lot. I think he's a good jungler. I think Arrow's good. Ryu's good. I mean, I think Ziggs, he can hold his own top. This isn't a roster where I'm just like, wow, these guys are all so good and they're going to be ridiculous. It's like, I mean, I'm not sure how they're going to work together. It just seems like a kind of random roster to me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I compared it to like spring 2015 TL, or 2016, excuse me, where like they had Matt, Dardoch, and Lorlo as like their 3 native players, I think that like Adrian, Inori, and Zig are pretty comparable to that. And then like Phoenix and Ryu, as well as like Piglet and Arrow, are like somewhat comparable as well. So I think like that whole team is like somewhat comparable to the Spring TL that got 4th place. So I think like this team, assuming that things work out, is like a 4th place team. I don't think they go much higher than that.
Ooh, I think this is 5-8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is 5-8. This team's it's just too random for me. Like I'm not seeing where the team's gonna gel together and be like, all right, guys, this is how we're gonna like. Do you guys know if any of them are like shot call? Like,
like that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I imagine like even if Adrian was a shot caller for Immortals, that'd be really weird because they just play topside every game. So I can't imagine he was a shot caller for the team unless it was like mid to late game.
I always heard Ryu shouting a shitload in the H2K like mic checks or whatever those were. He was
but that could just be like you gotta gank mid, you gotta camp mid, come mid right now. Like
that's not shot calling. That's like target calling. He was just always like super hypey, but I don't know if he actually was telling the team what to do.
Yeah, so I'm not like I don't know enough about the players and like anything like that to really be able to, I don't think that this team's gonna be amazing. I think they're at like 5-8. Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent to this team.
All right, let's go talk about the other team that I messed up on, or did it? I thought we only didn't talk about one team. Actually, Immortals, the Flame, Dardoch,
Pobelter, Cody, Sun,
Cody,
Ollie,
and
right?
Ole. Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I think that Dardoch, Pobelter, I don't know what kind of synergy they're gonna have, but I know that. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to think of this team. This team is just weird as hell too. Like these teams, like P1 and Immortals are just like. I mean, I guess these rosters are kind of cool looking. I guess I don't know.
4-7.
Yeah,
I feel like Immortals could go anywhere from like 3 to 10. Like
to 10?
Yeah, I think the range is like the entire league. Because if like Dardoch is like, let's say he improves and he's like a great team player and like he's gelling with Flame, they can probably like kind of mess up most of the top side of the leagues or teams in the league. And like Pobelter's a rock mid, we know that. And then like assuming the bot lane works out a little bit and they can kind of play like Immortals, like there's no reason this team couldn't just be the second Immortals.
Which is a disappointment, basically.
I mean,
wow.
That's why I said like what I say, second or third to 10. Because like they could also just blow up horribly. Because like that's like the super high end where like everything works out for this team and they get like third.
Okay, then I have a question more pointed to Kitty. So a lot of people have been hyping me up on Cody's son. What do you think about Cody's son?
I think he's just like a whatever AD. Like when I've played against him, I've never seen anything where I was like, oh my god, dude, this guy's ridiculously good. What the hell? I mean, he can lane, he can hold his own, he knows how to play safe. Like, I mean, on solo queue, you can't really tell anything about a player. I don't know anything about Ole, or can you tell me a little bit about the support?
I know he played in, I think it was Garena. He's a Korean, but he was playing Garena. His English is really good. And then that's mostly what I heard about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all. As long as they can communicate, I could see them working. I'm not completely sold on Cody, but like you said, if you compare him to the rest of the ADs in NALCS, like I'd give him top 5. Yeah, I could see him being top 5. Like there's not very much competition. I mean,
right. I mean, we were putting like
Lod.
Yeah, Keith,
yeah,
Lod.
Keith. And there's going to be a lot of those people who are going to be like right above the like you know who's going to be like the best, right? And then you have a lot of people who you suspect are going to be up there.
Well, I think like the sad thing is all these people that we're talking about are literally like how good is their team, because they're all like kind of role players ish in that sense, where like they're not going to dominate the lane, but if their team's doing well, like they're not going to fuck up a dive either. If they need to like follow up on a dive.
Yeah, there's no like star player. I agree with that. Like I could say if there was, I mean, I could say if there was someone like Double Lift, I'd be like, all right, this guy wants to dominate his lane. If he's got a good support dude, he's going to try to like smash his lane. Like I could say that with Piglet too. Piglet's someone he's like, he wants to like pop off. He wants to do well. So like if the support and him can work well together, like those are players where I think that they can excel on the ADC role. But I don't feel like Cody Sun's going to be the type of player where, oh my God, he's just like, he's going crazy, dude. He's going for the 2v3 plays. He's trying to just win the hell out of the game. It's just like...
Do you know when Cody Sun was like probably at his highest point in terms of the Challenger career?
No.
I remember specifically because it was when Sivir was
Massacre,
meta.
Right?
Yeah, it was Massacre 8 and Sivir was meta. So in every single one of their games... literally, he was like their main carry, and their win condition was let's go 500 CS. And he was good at playing Sivir, like similar to like Lod, which I like at some point thought he was like a Sivir one trick. He just played like Sivir, and he played Sivir really well. But after like that meta kind of passed on, I've never been like, wow, dude, it's Cody's son. Like, yeah, similar to what you think. Like, I would just see how he plays out during the season. But right now, he wouldn't be top 4 for me.
You wouldn't be top 4 ADs?
Yeah, if we had to put like what Stixay and Sneaky are going to be in the top 4, regardless what happens, right?
You
and
think
then probably
Sneaky's like you think he's top 2?
Probably yes, but like, and especially with Smoothie, I think for sure they'll be like top 2, top 3, and then because they have like they're a bot lane that doesn't have to build synergy, and Smoothie actually plays really well, and times where he's looked bad is when he's against like really sick international competition that like just stomps him in lane. But I don't think that level of competition exists in North America, or it's not going to be like as harsh. So them Afro Stixay was
there's
like
a lot of international competition in NA right now.
Not bot lane.
Yeah, not bot lane. Like the top lane, yeah, I agree, dude. Import like 7 top lane Korean players and have them brawl it out up there. But the bot lane is just it's always been like the innate bot lane kind of deal. And then those two are what I expect to be at the very top, and then there's question marks on Piglet Arrow. And then what happens from there, I don't know. Like, I actually would maybe consider like Lod right there. I don't know. And then maybe Turtle at the same, like Turtle would be like Turtle, Lod. Who else is there? All the other ADs are like at the point where they could be at that area where they go up or they go down. And I'm just kind of like throwing everyone on the 5th and back line right now, and we'll see how it progresses throughout the season.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I'm not sold on Cody's son. I have to wait and see. I would give him credit that I think that if he can, like, if Dardoch and Flame just pop off and he can use that pressure to if they do have a decent bottom lane duo, I think that they could do really well if they can actually use the pressure that Dardoch gives them if he still plays that like crazy style. But yeah, I'm not really sure how they're gonna like. I imagine like a
thick skin too.
Yeah,
that team. They have some personalities on that team.
Yeah,
he's got to play good from the beginning. Otherwise, he's better have a strong mental state.
Oh, holy!
Hey, come on, man. Now I give them some. Yeah, I'd say they're like 2 to 10.
Wow, I'd say probably anywhere between like 4 to 6, 4 to 7. I think that's where I expect to be right now. Wait. My last question is, what's your favorite team in LCS? Like, I personally don't have much connection with Dig anymore. This is like the 6th generation Dig squad, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm not really close with them, but like, who would your favorite team be? Because a lot of people think I'm
just
Dig.
a team I like, or a team that
the team
like to watch, or
yeah, or like just in general, like what's your favorite team? What team you're gonna tune in for and be like, great, they're playing, dude. I love this team. I love the players on this team. Stuff like that.
For me, I'd say TL just because kind of like I view it like almost like the alma mater. Like that's like where I went. I like kind of learned esports from, and now I'm not a part of them at all anymore. But I still I hang out with a lot of them. I hired a couple of the people who are like pretty important at that team now. So like I want to see them do well because they help me out. But other than that, I just like seeing whoever's like the hyphiest team. Like I don't care if they win or not. That's actually why I liked TL a lot in spring, was because they were just like ham as shit. So like anyone who's kind of just that all in team. Immortals was kind of like that too, where they would just like pop off and like And then P1 a little bit at the second half of summer was that way, where I just liked watching them because they were always going to do something crazy.
Yeah, like there's no team. Like, I agree with these guys. We've been out of Dig for so, like, I have no connection with them. I don't give a fuck about that team. I'm pretty excited for Phoenix 1 just because I want to see how Arrow does. I don't really know much about him. I mean, people have told me he's like a great AD and he can like do really well in NA, but I don't really know anything about him, and I'd love to see someone. I haven't watched LCS and been like, oh my god, this AD's insane, and like, I don't know how, like, I haven't seen anything that's like, Jesus, I'm competing against these guys, or these guys are ridiculous at this game. What the hell happened to me? It's just like, yeah. And especially with Double Lift gone now, like, there's not really anyone any AD that I'd be looking forward to. So hopefully Arrow just like goes absolutely insane and impresses me.
Okay. I'm big on right now. I've always liked Gate, and so I tend to like try to follow it. Like, I thought again,
that's because he's like your little brother.
Yeah, dude.
He looks like he's your little twin.
Dude, but like last year, like he had a Nori Gate, and I was like, wow, dude, this team is great to watch. Like, they're last place, but they're clawing their way back. You know, I like this story. I like the people on the team. Right now, since they imported both Ryu and Arrow, I'm like kind of a little bit less into P1, and I'm actually like maybe like a pretty big Echo Fox fan. So I think they're my favorite team, including the alma mater team with CLG, because I just like everyone on CLG. So CLG plus them, and then my third would actually be FlyQuest. I am very interested to see. Yeah, man, I'm very interested to see how FlyQuest does. I'm excited. I actually think their games will be good. They'll be fun to watch. Because High has never been a guy who slowly bleeds out. Never have I ever seen High been the guy who's like, yeah, let's just bleed out this game. We'll just play for late. High's going to be like, we're losing by 5K, YOLO the Baron. Or like, we're going to run down mid lane and we're just going to catch someone to win the game. And so, because of that, I know their game should be good. Just to watch from like a spectator standpoint.
My concern, though, is because I kind of feel the same way about FlyQuest, but I'm scared that they're just like not going to be good. And like 3 weeks into the season, 4 weeks into the season, I'm going to be like, oh, I can't watch it anymore. Because it's just like them throwing themselves against like the wall because they're down 5K again. They're like, okay, let's go. by the fourth week, if they're bad, by the fourth or fifth week of that, I'm like, I can't watch.
Yeah, because there's a difference between like, oh, this game's close, they're down like 2K, he's going to go for a crazy play. And then there's like, oh, they're losing every game and they're never winning any lanes and they're just doing stupid shit hoping that something happens. So, yeah, I don't know about FlyQuest, guy. You got some you're a hopeful
dreamer.
Man. Yeah, you're a dreamer, dude. I can respect that, though. All right, let's go on then. Let's go to many people. We're gonna go to some real topics, fellas. So we're done with LCS. We want to know. Many people are talking about a decrease in YouTube and Twitch revenue in January. Does this affect the content you release? Ooh, well, let's start off with our special guest, Marks.
Shit, dude, I don't know. I haven't looked at my analytics in so long.
Really?
I put out
like all YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, like, I look at the comments and like see like where traffic's coming from and stuff, but like I'm just on like the basic ass CPM, so I'm not like my like lifetime total on that channel is like a couple $100, which is not much. I started this right before Worlds. I started that. I mean, if we're not
Mr. Moneybags here, which is not much to me. A couple $100, man.
Over the course of 6 months.
This guy, he had to clarify that's nothing to me, dude. I can make a couple $100 in like an hour.
I probably could. I'd hustle that shit up real quick. But no, like I don't pay attention to the financial part of it until like I'm actually working on like brand deals or something like that. Because right now I don't see a point to like try and min max my like how many ads can I get in this video if I make it 2 minutes longer and stuff like that. So I have no idea anything.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I guess for everyone, there's a huge decrease in like YouTube, Twitch revenue. I mean, it's just this, like, the months before it, like December and November, like that stuff was
Oh,
yeah,
money,
dude. Like some of that stuff was just
sell.
like,
Push this game.
yeah, like just ads and all that stuff is just it. There always is like ups and downs or whatever. Like the start of the new year is always just that time where you're not going to be making anything. You're going to see a lot of people that just take like breaks, vacations. Like, hey man, I'm going to be gone for like a week. See you later, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter to me because I'm just going to keep streaming. And I told my editor if he ever stops editing, I'm going to find a new one. So he's forced into just continuously editing videos. He's like, cutie, man, I'm not making as much as I used to. I'm like, shut up and make another video or else, dude. So it doesn't really affect me at all. Scar, what about you?
I actually love January because even though I make less money, other people think because you make less money, you should stream or do less on January. I think it's the complete opposite. Because people have that mentality, they just don't release content, which means if you're working hard and hustling during January, like, you're gonna be like better off than anyone else. And then so once the later months come up, like going into summer, the CPM rises, then you're already in like a prime position to like launch yourself out. So like, that's why if you look at my numbers this month, they're insane. I've streamed the most amount of hours in January of like any stream. Like I've already matched my viewable hours in 12 days than I did like the last month. Like I went like really, really hard in January. And I think that it's helped a lot. And like my viewership numbers have been looking really good. So I've made like maybe less money for sure. I think January is really nice because
it's not all about like the ad revenue and that stuff. Like obviously that's important, and I mean obviously it is all about that. But you need to have like the viewership and all that. You need to like you said, a lot of people are going to be taking breaks. You have to seize that opportunity to like put yourself out there because, I mean, there's a lot of sponsorship deals too. Like everyone's budget's opened up. If you're getting like good viewership January, next couple of months, it's like, well, this guy's not doing that bad. Hey, maybe we should sponsor him or something. Like it's like the money you make from ads is important. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not everything. And I mean, some people think it is, so hey, more power to them, dude. I'm just gonna keep streaming every day, so I don't give a shit. All right, let's go on then. What's the end goal? Ooh, I like this topic, Scar. Great, excellent choice. What's the end goal for content creators? Stream in YouTube until retirement, buy a sports team, get in TV or movies? I feel like it's different. I mean, obviously it's different for everyone. Like for me, I don't really have a goal. I'm just doing what I do. Like I've thought about buying an LCS team or like buying a slot and like trying that kind of shit. That's too much effort, man. If I end up with like a garbage ass team, like if I couldn't face to face with my player during 10th play. Cutie, we need some moral support, dude. We're getting our ass.
You couldn't Rick Box it. You couldn't be up there like clapping him on the back.
Yeah, I couldn't. I wouldn't be over there. I wouldn't be at the studio like, you guys got it, man. Yeah, do it, man. You're gonna win this game. I'd be like, all right, you guys are garbage. Get my name off of this. This is not associated with me in any way. Like, I just don't have the heart for it. So for me, it's just, I'm just doing my thing. If I ever get bored of it, I mean, maybe retire. I don't know, man. Scar?
I've learned early not to make long-term plans in this industry. For me, like, the only thing I thought about is, like, if I do make enough money, like, I should learn how to invest it. Like, invest in, like, smart places, smart stuff. But aside from that, I'm just trying to do the best that I can, like, every year. And so right now, you know, I just streamed a ton this month and hoping that if every day I just, like, do well, like, the entire year will go well for me, right? So I try to keep it very much in, like, the present and, like, the present future rather than thinking super, super long down the road. Like, I'm not going to retire on, like, a private island, have, like 6 mansions on a private island with, like, a helicopter pad. I don't care enough about that. I just want to try to focus on what I'm doing right now.
All right, fair enough. Marks, what about you, man?
I don't know. I just like working, actually. Like, not like slaving away working, but I like being busy. So, like, this past month was just hell because I had nothing to do, really, because LCS wasn't on, and I was just, like, talking about what I was going to be doing this year. And that's all the past month was. So I was like losing my mind. I made that like retarded video about like being an esports celebrity. It was just like the stupidest thing. And like, I just want to keep working on things that I enjoy doing. So like right now, I enjoyed coaching for a long time. When I stopped enjoying coaching, I quit that. I'm enjoying doing content and talking about League of Legends. So I'm going to keep doing that until I get bored of that. And then hopefully I can just transition to whatever else interests me after that. And I mean, like I'm trying to get as big as I can with what I'm doing right now, because hopefully whatever I end up doing, that following helps with that.
Yeah, because that's the thing that a lot of people like someone could retire, but I feel like it'd just be so miserable to do nothing. Like for me, if I wanted to retire, like what would I do? I'd just play video games, and then like if I'm playing video games, I might as well just stream. So it's just like, well then why even? I might as well just keep streaming. Like it's all I do every day. So yeah, I agree. Like you kind of. I don't feel like there's really an end goal, because you always have to find something to keep yourself busy with, because if you don't, you just be miserable. Like, oh, I'm just going to do nothing now. I'm just going to sit at home and just eat chips all day.
Even the stuff that's like, oh, I'm going to live on an island. I just look at that, I'm like, no, that looks miserable. Like,
yeah,
how's
you're
the
on
internet
a
connection there?
lonely-ass
Like, what?
island. Like, what are you going to
do?
do?
I'm going to go swimming. It's like, no, I hate being outside. What the hell?
Yeah, like, maybe we're not the best, like, type of people to ask about this, because we're all like from a gaming background and stuff, so we like playing games, we like esports. There's not really anything else. Like the competition's fun, so we just keep doing it until something happen, I guess. All right, then let's move on then. So we talk a lot about nerfing summoner spells such as exhaust. But Flash has been mandatory for years. Should Flash be changed or nerfed? Sky, did you come up with this topic? This topic's hell no, Flash shouldn't be nerfed. This entire game is basically balanced around this summoner. If you got rid of Flash, can you imagine how shit this game would be? Like, imagine laning against Riven. Like, you had to play any immobile champion versus Riven. She's going to run your ass down and kill you. Like, what are you going to do? Take Ghost? Okay, she takes Ghost. Now she runs you down even faster and kills you. I don't see how you could possibly do anything to Flash.
Would you ever tweak Flash to be different? So, you know how like Blink Dagger is in Dota, where you have to take, or you can't be in combat to use it or whatever? Would you ever want to see Flash tweaked some way where it's like that, or maybe the opposite, like you have to be in combat to use it? Something crazy?
No, I feel like Flash, there's just so, like, I think Flash, I think that it's a stupid ability, but there's so much that you can do with it. There's so much like potential, so much like crazy outplays. Like you can flash ability. Like Zed ulties you flash his shurikens and you just kill him as AD. Like you can flash over a wall to set up a gank. There's so much you can do. It just like doing anything to that ability other than like cooldown of it would just ruin it.
If you think the ability is sick as it is right now, why don't you do the opposite and just like make it like a shorter distance so you can't use it to like escape things as easily, but still dodge stuff, and put it on like a shorter cooldown?
I don't know.
I'm throwing stupid ideas against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it being a shorter distance maybe, but then the thing is that again, like why even run Flash at that point? You might as well just run Ghost. Like, if you go top lane versus, like, a lot of the shit, you're just going to get ghosted and ran down. Imagine, like, God, can you imagine playing against champions like Olaf, where they just pop their ulti Ghost? I'm going to flash. Oh, wait, my flash cover is, like, oh, he just killed me. Oh, that was fun. It's just, like, I just can't. This game's just, it's been way too long with Flash how it is. I feel like the balance team, 100% the balance team takes it into account whenever they're like creating champions or like have things in mind. So I just don't think there's any way you can touch Flash that wouldn't just make this game into a shit fest. It's almost become mandatory.
I feel like you could maybe, but it's like you couldn't ever say in theory, like, oh, I made this change and this is how this game's going to happen now. I don't think like it would ever work out, so you'd have to do some like extended testing somewhere where Flash is just totally different. But,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like talking about it, there's not very, like, I feel like it wouldn't work, but I mean, maybe it could. Maybe this game would just be, maybe ADs wouldn't go bot, like the whole world would fucking change with Flash different, but I just can't even fathom it because I've played with Flash for so long. Like, I don't even know why they give you the option. You take one summoner spell and that's it, man. Like Flash, you're gonna take almost all.
You got Ghost Smite Olaf, man.
Yeah, Ghost. Like some people take Ghost, but you pretty much are forced to take Flash on almost everything. So I don't know, man. Scott, you made this though. So
I just want to know your opinions, man. This is a question that I've gotten in the past enough times where I'm just like, people really want to know the answer to this. I'm with you though. I think that the game wouldn't be this like anywhere if you just remove Flash from the game. Then we're not playing League anymore. We're playing some random game where like it's entirely just like I don't want to say stupid, but we're just not playing the same game. Like I agree with you. Everything in the game is balanced around Flash to the point where mobility itself in the game is balanced around Flash. Like, the fact, if a guy has a gap closer, Riot bounces, or like let's say really acute, you know? Riot bounces the game along the ideas that everyone has a flash, and she has a flash. And, like, I just think even the downside of having flash in the game means that, like, for mobility to actually be good, it has to be, like, extremely strong mobility. Something that either covers super long range, has CC with it, or just, like, does something extra, I think. And that's just kind of happened because to deal with Flash, you have to have tools which are better than Flash or like equivalent to Flash. But I'm not even that worried about mobility creep. I think Riot's done a pretty good job of balancing their game around the fact that Flash exists. And so I would not be down for them to remove Flash. Maybe to do some sort of testing where like they do like blink dagger testing. But in general, I like where Flash is right now. I think there's a lot of problems with the game that they should be looking at that aren't this.
Yeah, I think Flash does a lot for the competitive scene too, where it's like a mini objective on its own. Just burning someone's Flash is like, okay, regank in the next 5 minutes. Or like you can set stuff up like that where if there's no Flashes in the game, like it's hard to think about how you would play that because the whole point of burning a Flash is like you keep yours or you trade Flashes, like your jungler Flashes on their mid and then their mid Flashes, but your mid keeps Flash. Like that kind of stuff is super important, especially at high level play, and like losing that seems. If you're not replacing it with something else that's equally important, seems weird.
Yeah, because I agree with you. It'd just be like someone like Elise. So you go for like a gank, you blow their Flash, you can just Flash Cocoon him on the next gank. If you don't have Flashes, it's just like, okay, I see her on a ward, and she's just gonna walk at me. I'm just gonna walk away now. And there's no like, oh, he's gonna Flash on. Oh, I got the mind games going right now. He's gonna just do something. It's like, okay, he's on a ward. There's not really anything crazy he can do. He just walks at me. Maybe he pops Ghost. Okay, I'll just pop my Ghost too. I don't know, man. It just, I just can't imagine this game without Flash. It wouldn't be League. I agree with you. Just too weird. All right, then. Let's go to, with 10 bans potentially coming to solo queue. They better come.
Potentially?
Yeah, they better come.
Solo queue, yeah.
Yeah, no. They said they went to testing and competitive play and then bring it to the masses.
Are you worried about the one-trick players who are fairly high up on the ladder? I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like one-tricks aren't that bad. I feel like they're a healthy... They're like players that... So I don't know how you got better, Scar. For me, like I originally was like a one trick. I'm sure a lot of players that play competitive now just one trick. Like I remember Wild Turtle when he first all I remember from it, Gragas every single game mid lane. That's all he played. That's all I knew him for was just Gragas. Like a lot of people just play one champion because it's fun for them, and by playing one champion, they can focus on other things other than like, okay, this is my matchup. It's like, okay, well, I know this matchup. Maybe I should go run. Okay, I pushed him in, and I know I don't have kill pressure, so I guess I can't do anything here. Maybe I should just go roam. By getting rid of, like I know that there's a lot of Riven one tricks, but a lot of them have been expanding their pools. If you just got rid of them entirely, like, I mean, I guess you'd force them to expand their pools sooner, but I don't know, man. I don't think that one tricks are necessarily a bad thing. I wouldn't go out of my way to ban a one trick because I honestly don't care enough to. But
do you think 10 bans will be good for the system?
Oh, I think it'll be great, dude. I can't wait for 10 bans. Like one tricks are the least of my problems. What I'm worried about is I have to ban LeBlanc, Rengar, fucking Rise,
Camille,
Rise,
Camille. Yeah, like there's so many champions to ban in this game. Like this game's been long overdue for 10 ban system. Like I don't know what took them so long. Like I know when I played competitive, it was almost Jesus, man. Why the fuck does this game still have 6 bans, dude? Like it makes no sense to me. So yeah, I'm glad that 10 bans are out for competitive and for hopefully solo queue. Hopefully they don't stall on that one for too long. But how I feel about one tricks are that shit doesn't matter to me for 10 bans.
Okay. I actually like one tricks because they typically tend to push the boundary of their champion and it makes you a better player. However, I think there's just too many of them right now. Especially when I look at the ladder, this guy plays only Tryndamere, this guy plays only this champion, this guy plays
Dude,
only this champion.
I had my chat asked me, they're like, Cutie, how do players play like Tryndamere and get Challenger, man? That champion's garbage. I tell it, it's because you're playing fucking Tryndamere versus a Kali one tricks versus like these stupid ass one trick. Like I have like a Zac top lane one trick. I have LL Stylish. He plays fucking his stupid ass Vel'Koz. No, he plays Vel'Koz.
Oh yeah, Vel'Koz.
It's just like, you want to know how they climb the ladder, dude? It's because they just go up against other one tricks that are playing like suboptimal picks, and it's just like Tryndamere versus Akali, one of the highly coveted you're gonna see this one in competitive soon, fellas. Like,
yeah, I kind of feel like the game of League of Legends, you should be able to climb really high with one thing, but you shouldn't be able to hit like the highest tier of play, only being able to play one champion. That seems just like a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that
like having a multiple skilled champions should be like something that makes you good at League, not like you can just, it's blind, like no one knows like what team I'm on if I'm not on their friend list or like whatever, seeing their Q pop.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can understand that. Yeah, like I don't think that Tryndamere one trick should be like anywhere near Challenger, but there's like 3 of them in Challenger right now. But again, like it's just because they don't play against Poppy, or they don't play against like Jace, they don't play against like, maybe if they start getting to the like highest tier where they're playing against like actual players, like one tricking like broken ass shit, but like bottom of Challenger ladder is just like a fiesta of just like, I play Tryndamere only, I play Vel'Koz only, I play Akali only, I play like just some random garbage champion only. It's like you don't really know who's gonna come out on top because it's just these champions they're like suboptimal. So I don't know.
I just hope that. Do you think this change will make players better overall?
Not really. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Like, I don't think a change, like, I don't think what was stopping someone from, man, I'm never going to improve because I have to play against this Tryndamere over and over. This Tryndamere is stunting my growth as a player. It's just like, yeah, that's not how that shit works. Like, I'm going to love it because it's going to be like, all right, I'm tired of playing against all this OP shit. I'm tired of playing against LeBlanc. Like, every time LeBlanc gets through, it's just like, 20 kills. That's cool, dude. Like, I've never been like, oh my god, he got his Tryndamere. Oh no. Watch out, it's Tryndamere, dude. It's just like, this guy's playing his stupid shit. Just camp his lane.
Generally speaking, like, players are not that good at League. Like, the average player is not that good at League of Legends, and 10 bans is not going to influence them that much at all.
Yeah.
Like, they have so many other things to improve on individually, or just, like, thinking about the game.
Yeah, like, if anything, I think it'll actually hurt the player base more, because, again, like, I feel like being able to one trick makes you a better player because you don't have to focus on the match. So many people think like, how do I beat LeBlanc? Like they'll go middle and they'll play against LeBlanc's a terrible example because she's dumb as fuck. But they'll play against like Cassiopeia. Like I don't understand how to beat this champion. I got to think about the matchup and stuff. When you can like get out of that kind of thinking and start thinking about like the bigger picture, like, all right, I have them pressured under the tower. Maybe I should go invade the jungle. Maybe I should look to counter gank because I saw the jungler going over here. Maybe I should group up with my support and go invade. That kind of stuff's like what makes a better player. And by not allowing them to just focus on that kind of stuff and being like, hey, learn all these fucking champions so you don't get banned out, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, so this tool is going to hurt people who like looking up champion matchup.gg or whatever that site is that tells you what champion counters, whatever. This is going to be bad for those players, right?
Yeah, dude, exactly, man.
Or good for them and hurt the one tricks. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I think that it'll actually be worse for like player. I mean, again, I don't know what like players' ambitions are. So, hey, maybe none of these players actually care about competitive. I like winning and I like playing one champion. So I'm just gonna keep doing this shit. But for the players that actually do care about like getting better, I think it'll be worse for them. Like if they just get their one champion banned out. So that's just my opinion, dude. You got anything, Scar?
No, I'm good. I was just curious. I think that maybe that might be true for like a short term, but over a long term, I think the forcing people to play multiple champions makes them like more well-rounded. I don't necessarily know if they'll be. Yeah, I think they'll be better players in the end, but I don't know how long it's going to take. Probably like a whole year, actually.
I mean, I don't think being well-rounded makes you a better player. Like being good at something makes you a better player. Like if someone's good at, like I don't care if someone can play Kalista, Jhin, Caitlyn, Bottom.
I think that there's like a period where like you playing more of the champion stops mattering. Like if you're like the one trick player who's played like literally 20,000 games as a champion, the difference between you playing 100 more games is not going to be like very high unless you just have like an epiphany. Wow, this champion can do this now. I don't really think that's going to happen. But if you play like 100 champions of like 100 games of another champion, that's like that'll like teach you a lot more about the game than playing like the 20,000 and like 10 game of like Draven or like Kalista or like Kog'Maw or something. And so I think overall being more well-rounded will make you a better player, but I just think it'll take time.
I think it only helps like the players at the top who are one tricking become better players because they're forced to not one trick and actually learn other stuff when they already have like a lot of the fundamentals of the game down like relatively well. But like what Q2 was saying, like the average user, if you're like a gold, I don't know, Camille, I don't know, whatever main, and you've played like 100 games on it and you want to keep grinding that champ, like the fact that you get it less often probably doesn't help.
Yeah, I guess
because you're not on the champ you want to play.
Yeah,
I guess that is true.
Yeah,
like, it does kind of suck for those players who only want to play one champion, who only enjoy playing one champion.
Yeah, like you play like 5 games a week, and like now instead of getting 4 of those games on the thing you want, you get 3. That sucks too.
Yeah, because like a lot of people can't fucking like realistically, people can't grind like we do, Scott. Like people don't play 10 hours a day. So
yeah,
they probably play.
You guys
like,
might be a little removed from the average league player. I don't know if you guys know this.
They play like 2 hours maybe a day, like maybe 1 hour a day to get like 1 or 2 games in. So like if they're like, I really like playing Pantheon, and at low elo everyone fucking hates Pantheon. He's a point and click champion. Ban that shit every game. It's like I don't really like playing League anymore. I got nothing to play, so I'm just gonna quit this shit. It's just like, well, sorry, buddy. I don't know. As a former one trick player that really like I liked playing Pantheon only. If there was a 10 ban system, that shit would have got banned out when I was playing every game. I would have been like, man, this shit's boring as fuck. Fuck this game, dude. So that's just my opinion. But let's move on from this topic. So this topic was created by Scar and Mark. So this one's going out to you, Mark.
I thought all of them were made.
Yeah, this one specifically though was made from him. Mark used to be the host of the competing show Late Night League, the Yahoo show that was canceled. What happened? Is Mark a shitty host?
Wait, what's the last part? I didn't even add. That's my producer added that line. I did not put that.
I like how you guys hide behind this producer that doesn't exist, so you can just bounce off like whoever said the fucked up thing was.
This guy right here, dude.
You guys produce your own show. Which of you said that shit?
No, that's not me, dude. That's
Scar,
Chris,
you're an asshole, dude. Let Mark answer this. Just shut up, Scar.
Just go. I think a lot of the little things went wrong, like at the beginning, and that's like the most important time. So like I wasn't like a great host at the beginning of the show, for sure. And then like we didn't do like a pilot episode, which kind of blew my mind. Like usually when you have like a high production show, you like test it a little bit and see like what segments are working, what's not, like get comfortable and build it up. But we were like rushing to get the show out in time to like make sure we were like ready for Worlds or whatever. And like they finished building the studio like a couple days before like we shot like the first thing. And like on top of me being inexperienced, that stuff, we didn't have like great content prepared for the first episodes and stuff like that. So all of it like kind of came together and the first like couple episodes weren't great, and there was a lot of hype initially because we had good viewership, it was getting on Reddit and all that stuff, and then it wasn't so good. The first couple episodes, people started tuning out less and less. The hype died, and then by the time like we figured out a formula that I think worked pretty well for the show, like the last handful of episodes I think actually were pretty good. By that point, the majority of the League of Legends user base who would watch the show had already tuned it out to like in their mind.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I feel like starting a show is like that shit. I mean, shout outs to you guys for trying that, because I mean, I don't want to say that everybody that's watching me right now is just piggybacking off of my live stream, and like half of you guys don't even give a shit about this show. But like, I mean, if I had to start a new show on a new channel, it'd just be like the amount of work that you'd have to put into like getting people to like have to want to watch it, and like trying to like, hey guys, man, you know, give me a follow, like all that stuff. Like, oh man, I can't imagine how miserable of an experience that would be. So, you know, I miss you guys. I thought you guys still had the show. Isn't there like a?
Did you watch a single episode?
Yeah, I used to watch some of the episodes. I watched I watched the God, man. I watched like a couple of them. All I remember were like in the comment sections, like everyone was being assholes, dude, in the Reddit comment sections. And then I'd watch you guys like, hey, shut the hell up, dude. We're gonna begin. I'd watch Travis just like trying to recover it, man. And I don't know, dude. I'd hate like. I like some of the episodes. Like some of them were kind of weird. I don't know. I think Travis is a great guy, but he's kind of weird. And I don't know, man. That's just my opinion, dude. But like,
you can be honest. You can say I wasn't a good host if that's what you.
No, I liked you as a host. Yeah, I agree. Like at the start of it was like kind of weird, and I mean, you guys hadn't prepared for it probably, so it was like a little weird. How long ago was it that you did the first episode? This was like 3 months ago, right? Or
the first episode was with Kobe, and it was
before Worlds. It was like that dead time between, so that had to be in October or something, right? I think like early October, maybe end of September.
Yeah, it was forever ago, man. I was like now that I think I can like barely remember it, but it was. I didn't think it was bad. I just think that starting a new show is just. It's really hard to get people interested in it unless you like bring in a lot of. That's the. Is that
you got to piggyback off of someone who's big? You got to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not trying to say that, but I feel like that's like the easiest way to make something like a show work is like being able.
Yeah, like no one would watch the show. You guys have.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
That's what we're saying.
But I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that that's a very real possibility.
Oh man!
I can't admit this, but
yeah, you can take it how you want, but you know, like being able to piggyback off the stream definitely helps. But you know, a lot of people love Beyond the Rift solely. So,
what about you, Skara? What'd you think?
Oh, you really want me to? You want me to talk about this?
I don't care.
Scar came up with this topic, so he's gonna let you have it. Dude.
Yeah, he wanted us.
Wait, no. This was a topic that
Scar, just go in. Just stop.
Okay. So the way I see it is that the way Late Night League worked was they had you as the main host, and you had someone. It was either Travis or it was the other guy that slips my mind. I forgot. Taylor? Yes. Be your co-host plus the guest. I always thought that was really weird that was true, because usually what happens is the host has to bring charismatic energy. One of the two hosts has to bring like a level of charismatic energy onto the show. And if I'm hiring and I was to be like, okay, I need to fill a position for Mark Z. I'd be like, okay, this guy, he's like he's got really good dry humor. He's very sarcastic. Like he's like the type of guy who like the no bullshit, just like he'll say something that he thinks is on his mind and it'll be dry and it's got very sarcastic, dry, funny humor. That's not like an energetic host.
Okay, dry like 4 times.
Yeah, okay. Go to the next guy. Travis Gafford. Is this guy like the high energy person that you want as a main host? No. So that's why I watched the first episode of your show, and I distinctly remember when I watched the first episode, it was with Kobe.
Yep.
It was a good first episode, and the reason why it was a good first episode was because Kobe, your guest, which I don't think should ever happen, your guest brought the high energy charisma onto the show. And I was just like, I don't think it's viable or feasible to have that happen where every single time you pick up a new guest, the guest has to be the one who carries that for your production. And I think it was especially
obvious when the second guest was Loco.
And then you brought on like Pole Belter as well one episode, and it was like
he's not the episode was pretty funny actually.
Yeah,
you see him beat the shit out of Pinata.
I mean, I just think like when I just think about it, it's like the great thing about Cutie, I'm gonna go off on Cutie for a little bit, is that he's like that kind of high energy person. Like he's a person who like when you come to Cutie, you know he's gonna be like hugely entertained. He can talk about milk expiring. He can talk about paint on the wall dry. You'd be there, you'd be like, oh my god, what type of milk? Oh my god, he's so funny. You know, and he's got that kind of like energetic charisma that you'd want from a host. And so, and I like regardless how like the production is, because by far like our production at no point matches Yahoo. I just think that people want to watch Cutie because he brings that level of like engagement, you know. And I thought that like above all else, like the very very beginning, Yahoo didn't fulfill like the basic requirements for why people want to even watch a show like that. But maybe that's just me.
You love Cutie, huh?
Yeah.
Talking about how smart he is a minute ago, and now you're talking about how charismatic he is.
Well, I'm just telling you the truth. Like if we're going direct comparison,
why don't you got a girlfriend?
Dude, come on, dude. I'm waiting till Leisha dies so I can fish up Cutie, you know?
Sky, you're making me feel uncomfortable. I don't like this topic anymore.
That's the real reason Cutie moved away. It's like, God, I can't speak to something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't like
this.
this.
Halfway through the country for that, you have to go to Maryland to dodge me. Wow,
yeah, I need to get the hell out of here, dude. Dude, I need to get the hell out of this topic. I'm leaving this topic, dude. Forget that topic, dude. We're going to the Discord live question and answer. Mark, you ever do a live question and answer before?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to explain it for the people who haven't, dude. So for the people,
Cutie, please tell me more.
Okay, let me tell Mark about a live question and answer. So, Mark, what we got on this Beyond the Rift show, we like to have the community come up with some topics for us to discuss. So we got a Discord. You hop on there, you download the program, you click the link down below. You're going to get on Beyond the Rift Discord. You're going to hop in the Ask Questions Here channel. And then we're just going to pick some questions out. I'm going to pick the questions out. You ask great questions, funny questions, any kind of questions you want, dude. We got answers for them. So let me see. I'm going to start. Let's see. What kind of questions are you guys looking to answer today? Let me get a feel for my
anything, man. I like how you guys turned the community because Scar's answers were like, ugh.
Yeah, dude, come on. I'm just kidding. Hit us with the best questions. You have that discerning eye. Discern for us the best question.
All right, my man. A nice hot dog. This question. This is for Mark's. Why did you stop coaching Liquid, and would you ever consider coaching again?
Oh. Okay.
So, I'm not gonna go like tell all, but we like kind of collapsed at the end of season 5. We finished regular season first in the regular season playoffs. We lost to Tip, or we lost to TSN to beat Tip for third. Yeah, LMQ Tip, same thing, basically. And then we like didn't make the playoffs, and like the team was all like really salty at each other and stuff like that. And there were a bunch of reasons like the collapse happened, but then we kept the team almost 100% together. The only thing we changed was Smoothie for Special, and then like we kind of revamped what we wanted to do with the coaching staff. And when we started the first week of scrims, already the atmosphere just sucked ass. And it was like apparent to me that the guy that we had hired to help with the coaching side was like not going to get it done. There was like, I was going to get zero support. And I was like pretty tilted. Like I just knew there was like no chance that I got through a full split of that. And so I like quit before shit actually hit the fan because I could see it like on the way up. So I stayed around. I still actually helped coach and like work with the team for the next like 3 or 4 months. But I told Steve after 1 week, I was like, this isn't going to work. So no, it wasn't Dardock. Whoever and people in chat are saying Dardock. He wasn't on the team yet. He was on the Challenger team. But anyways, yeah, shit eventually hit the fan, and you saw that team even before the season started. Like half the players got swapped out.
Wait, so would you consider coaching a team again though, or no?
Probably not. I had a chance. I had like a bunch of offers over the course of like the year and a half I've been off, and like they're good offers, and I didn't take them. And I think like if I wasn't going to get back in now as the investment money is coming in from like all the outside sources, that if I'm not going to get in now, I should really not bother getting back in and just go hard on the content side. So hopefully that works out and is a better decision.
All right.
Who knows? Because coaches are on their up and up.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. Tuttle Life wants to know, Immortals let all their players negotiate with other organizations in the off season. Was that the right decision to be a good guy org, or was it the biggest roster collapse / dumbest business decision of 2015? So, is it that they didn't they just have 1-year contracts or no?
No, I think a couple of them were 1 year, but a couple were longer. I think Rainover and Hooney, I forget exactly, but some of them were 1 year, some weren't. But I think that was actually just like a great PR move from Immortals, because like that team was fucking done. They like did not want to play together. Not necessarily like they didn't want to play with Immortals, but they didn't want to play with each other. Most of those guys like didn't want to play again. So that team was gonna blow up regardless. And so like Noah, I think is like just pretty smart guy. So he's like, all right, well, fuck it. This seems like no one's gonna want to play again. Like I'll just say like everyone can talk to us now, and like I don't know. I think it was just like trying to spin an inevitability in the most positive way. Yeah,
I actually think Noah is one of the smarter, CEOs of the orgs. When you think about it, think of all the teams that come in, their brand, they're fresh. And into like the League of Legends competitive scene, you can list the top League of Legends brands off the top of your head: TSM, CLG, C9, TL, and then you stop there, and then you're like, who's the fifth? And I think Immortals has done a really, really good job of pushing their brand to the point where like they're become like noticeable, recognizable by doing stuff like this. You know, I think they came out of nowhere and they've done a really good job of creating a brand out of nothing to do something. They're like the org I look at as one of the only orgs that successfully came into the LCS and like not only played well, even if they flopped during playoffs, but also like succeeding in creating like a great image for themselves.
Yeah, like I feel like I know when I used to be a player, a lot of the shit that I'd see teams release, like, this is a statement about us getting rid of this player. It's all bullshit, dude. It's all just fun to, like, it's just fun to make it sound, like, good. Like, wow, we're such a great organization. We're going to let this guy go. We're going to, like, we got to get rid of him, man. He's not working out. Like, all that kind of shit. Like, whenever the best ones are the ones where it's like, yeah, we just released this player. Both of us mutually parted ways.
That was the best one.
That's my favorite. Talk for like someone fucked up.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Mutually parted ways. Never listen to. You did not mutually part ways. It's someone like just fucking being a complete idiot and just fucked it all up, dude. Like whenever you see shit from orgs, it's not like obviously they're not going to tell you like what actually happened. It's like, yeah, it just didn't work out, man. So there you go. Yeah, we just wanted them to like work it out. We helped them find like different rosters and all that kind of shit. It's like, all right.
It was in both parties' best interest.
Yes.
Like, no, one of you guys did not want the other one. The end.
Yeah. Yep. Like all that kind of shit. Like, I mean, I don't want to like make you guys like skeptical and like I don't believe this team. This team's fucking. They're backstabbing liars, dude. But like the things that the teams release to you, you shouldn't automatically believe that shit. It's just like spun to try to make it.
And it definitely goes beyond players. So
yeah, it's not just players.
If you haven't heard much about like why a staff member departed, then it's been like, oh, you just parted ways or released.
Oh, the best is when Dylan departed from Immortals, and they didn't say anything until there was a Reddit post on it. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. So wait, what happened to Dylan?
Oh, he just like wasn't the head coach of the org, and like Immortals didn't release anything until there's a big Reddit post being like, "Who's coaching Immortals now?" And then finally they were like, "We'd like to thankfully part ways with our past coach who led us to like first place in both." See, and I'm just like, Stuff like that was just really funny to me.
Yeah. So. That kind of stuff. There's your answer, my friend. Let me see. My man Scott wants to know, do you think Doublelift is joshing when he says he's going to be way better after his break? Maybe. I mean, it really depends. Like, it depends how much he wants it. Like, if he doesn't want it anymore, probably not. But I mean, if he's legitimately trying, like, I mean, I see his games. All he plays is Caitlyn Jhin. Like, I play against him. He just plays Caitlyn Jhin every fucking game. So, I mean, that's an indicator that he's definitely still interested in, like, trying to be relevant. Because, like, you know you don't give a shit when you're playing, like, fucking Vayne every game or playing just some stupid shit. And it's just like, haha, I'm going to fuck around in my solo queue games. So, I mean, maybe he still wants it. I still don't believe that he's going to come back to the LCS after this split, but I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
I don't think he comes back, and I don't think that even if he did, he'd be as good as he was. Because, like, I feel like if you take a break from the competitive scene, it's kind of hard to get back in the swing of things. And then, like, he would have to grind a lot. Like, not to say he'd come back and be awful or anything like that, but just he would need to come back and, like, play in the competitive environment pretty hardcore, like, in terms of scrims and stuff like that. I don't know.
I just think of it like this. So, what if he never quit? He'd be on TSM. They'd have the same roster as they did last year, right? And how they did last year? Great, right? They did fantastic. So, let's say they keep the same roster for 3 splits. They pull a CLG. But most people would probably agree that TSM's roster has, like, their roster strength is just on base higher than CLG's. And CLG consistently gets, like, top 4, top 3. And so maybe they'd be the first team that competes internationally. Maybe we get to semis, you know, with this TSM roster. But now, like, since Double's no longer there, like, he's gonna miss, like, a split of, like, synergy with a team. Even if he individually becomes better, it's gonna be hard for me to believe that he's gonna be able to do that much better. Like, by taking a break, like, he may get better by himself, but it doesn't mean that any team that he joins would have gotten much better without acquiring him, like, earlier or like with him working with other people. I guess it's the same thing that Mark says. He's going to need to grind a lot of competitive setting to get back into it.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Rush was saying about how, like, when he plays on stream, he just, like, feels like he's not improving. So, like, if want to get back into the competitive scene, he'd have to go through a period of just, like, playing solo queue.
Yeah, because it's pretty hard to, like, focus actually on the game. Because, like, yeah, when you're streaming, you're just, like, reading chat. Like, I mean, like, for me, like, I pay attention, but it's just, like, oh, well, I have, like, a couple seconds, and instead of, like, using those couple seconds, like, I should be analyzing, okay, I just saw the jungler top lane, and I know that he started, like, red side, he's going to be doing this. It's like, all right, I'm going to read the chat. Ah, ha, ha, good one, guys.
The worst thing for me is, like, I commonly do it, like, before the game starts, and then I have to be, like, I have to type, where did the jungler start? I would never have to type that.
Yeah, right.
Like,
that's the
really
worst.
Serious. Because, like, you have to know where the jungler starts, because then you can, like, conceptualize his route and how he's in the game.
Like where to ward, when to ward. Like,
yeah. But for me, I'm just like, did he start top or bottom? Well, I hope this works out. And then it's like, oh, I didn't know because, like, someone in chat said something, like, about Ming Lee, and I just thought it was stupid. I was reading it. And because of that, like, I just get ganked and burn flash level 3. Like, I don't know. I just think, yeah, it's like a completely different story when you're streaming.
Yeah, I think Double F could come back though and be good, but I agree with Mark that he would need time to, like, because you do have to. Because the thing with playing competitive is you have to always be, like, switched on. Like, you need to be always thinking about the game. Like, no downtime. Like, all right, I'm farming the CS, but, like, obviously, like, at a pro level, you're not thinking about farming the CS. You're thinking about, like, okay, this guy is, like, doing this. I need to be doing this. Like, this needs to happen. I need to tell my teams that. And when you stream, that's not your mindset. Your mindset's during the downtime. It's like, all right, I'm going to read what you guys are saying. It's not about, like, it's not about trying to, like, maximize what's happening in the game anymore. And
on top of that too, it's just like the way you play competitive is different, and then you need to, like, keep building your knowledge base up as the patches come in. So, like, this matchup plays this way, and you can do these things in the matchup, but you need jungle pressure at these times, and, like, all that stuff's really important. And, like, a patch changes, and, like, you need to remember kind of how that was before and what's changed. And I think, like, when you're not in that setting for an extended period of time, you start losing that stuff quick. I know I feel that way, just, like, watching matchups and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just don't think that it matters because he's not going to come back. So let's just go with that, man. Yeah. Hot Dog 27 wants to know, with all the elo boosting being done by challenger players, such as Tarzan recently getting another permaban, do you think there's anything more Riot can do reward challenger players more for climbing to the top instead of just making new accounts and ELO boosting.
Didn't me and Kitty talked about this? Go for it, Mark.
I was gonna say, what if like to incentivize the pro scene, the only legal boosters were pro players?
That's a
oh.
That's $1 million idea, man.
Why aren't I running the esports department? I don't know.
Wait, the teams would be. This is the
They'd
best
be so
idea.
rich.
This is the best fucking idea I've heard yet, dude.
Oh my god.
Cutie, would you go back to the competitive scene then?
Yeah, I'd go back to the competitive scene to boost, man. I'd just be boosting I'd be streaming my boost every fucking game, dude. I mean, the only thing that's gonna incentivize people that boost is obviously money. Like, if you can boost and make you can make thousands of dollars from going to bronze to challenge. Like, if someone wants to I want to get boosted top 50, it's like, all right, dude, I'm gonna make this much fucking money that I could never make realistically. So, you probably make better if you have clients coming in constantly. You make better money than you would in the LCS. So, yeah, I just don't the thing is Riot would have to incentivize players by this is a kind of, I don't know if this would work, but it'd have to be a scene below LCS where up and coming talent can showcase their worth, but be rewarded for it, you know? Call it, I don't know what I'd call it, dude, but something like a challenger scene, kind of.
Yeah, but the challenger scene would need to be worth something other than getting into the LCS then.
Yeah. That's why I just don't think that you could stop boosting, because unless Riot makes challenger scene worth anything, and that shit's fucking worthless right now, then I don't think it matters. The only thing challenger scene's for is for farming spots for the LCS. They just get players to farm spots for them. So.
Wait, whoa! You don't think it's about developing talent? You don't think that Loco's new team, Gold Star United, or I don't even know what it's called.
It's literally just another form of boosting. That's the thing. It's just another form of boosting. You just fucking put a different name on it. So I just don't think that there's any point for people to want to do anything other than boost. I remember it way back when I was playing, back in the day, dude, before there was even an LCS, everyone around me was boosting, man, and they'd be making killer fucking money. You make a fuck ton of money boosting, dude. You make a lot more money than playing pro if you're doing it constantly. So I just don't know how Riot would incentivize a player good enough to boost. If you're good enough to boost someone to top 100 challenger, you're probably good enough to have a chance.
Have a chance.
At LCS. So I mean, would you rather have a chance at LCS, end up on a shitty ass team and get 10th place, relegated, waste all your fucking time, or just
and have your fans telling you that you suck?
Yeah, and have everyone telling you you're fucking garbage, you're never gonna amount to anything. Good luck at McDonald's, dude. Or would you rather just go and fucking boost? I mean, it's not even a question, so I just don't, unless Riot did something crazy with the challenger scene, I just don't know how they could solve that.
I just think it's always going to happen. It's not, it sucks that it happens, but it's going to happen. So some people are going to decide to do this rather than going to go professional. The best thing Riot could do is try to make it so that the route to going pro is so incentivizing. If you're good enough to boost, you're considering going pro. That's it.
I think the way that they want to do that is probably through the collegiate scene, actually, instead of the challenger scene, is to incentivize scholarships at schools by being a League of Legends player.
And then Big Ten.
Yeah, they had the Big Ten announcement. So I think that's actually a much more interesting way than making the challenger scene worth it, is make the collegiate scene worth it just through scholarships. And if you're a great booster, do you want to go to college for free or
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not even that. They pay you to be in that league. I think they pay each player $5,000 over the period of the season, which is I think 2 months.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Really? They have a salary?
No, yeah, they actually have a salary, which I thought was weird because I just thought that was weird. But I was told that they actually get paid to do that, which I think is different than other collegiate sports, which is why I thought it was weird. I will go double check right now, but I at least had someone link me the fact that people got paid for this, which I thought was
That sounds crazy because I don't think
I don't think that's legal. legal. Yeah,
I mean, it would be legal because it's not officially tied into NCAA stuff, and they don't have. Oh, what it is I don't think that a lot of the Big Ten schools have sponsorship or scholarships yet. So maybe they're doing payment for the places that don't have scholarships, but I don't know.
Wait, is this something like subsidized by Riot? Like, are they paying, like, to give the players money?
They announced today that they're in partnership with the Big Ten to like broadcast on the Big Ten network League of Legends collegiate matches.
No, but yes. I mean, is it something like LCS where they like pay the teams, or I guess the school's like, hey, go pay these players. Like, this is the minimum that they just give them money, and it's like, hey.
Oh yeah, I imagine it's set up that way if they don't have formal scholarships yet.
Yeah, like from what I understand, it's like. Yeah, they just get $5,000 it's scholarship money. But like sometimes I feel like that's just kind of like, you can just get that money.
That scholarship money just showed up in your bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess that the collegiate scene would be a decent way too. But I mean, if I was in a booster's shoes, if I was good enough to boost, I'd just be like, man, fuck school. I'll just fucking boost, man. So that's just my opinion, dude. We'll go one more, man. One more. Let's see. I gotta pick a juicy one for this one because we're gonna be going out on this one.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it, Keely.
I'm trying to come up with it, man. There's a lot of really, like, you guys asked, so these questions, man, top notch. Some of the best of the best, man.
Oh, I actually just stay in that channel to see what people ask sometimes, and I think to myself, I'm glad Keely's choosing the question.
All right, so Dynasmite, this is a topic that people always, like, I never hear the end of this stupid shit. What is your opinion of high elo players balancing the game? Riot's lead designer is currently sitting in Bronze 1 that can't be healthy for the game. I don't, like, there's a difference between, you don't need to be a challenger or for professional level player to balance a game. Those are like two different fucking skills.
Well, especially fucking designers, they're not even balancing the game. They're just coming up with shit to put in the game. And then the balance team balances it. And the release team and like those people.
Yeah, like they're
like, I understand you don't want
you can go.
You don't need someone like who's super good to know like, oh, this queue is overloaded or like this is too much. Like you need to have the balance people like prune that shit off and be like, no, that's not okay to put in. It's not the designer's fault.
Yeah, like that's why they have a playtest group, right? They have people who are there to make sure that Graves' Q doesn't come out level 5 and do 480 damage when they hit someone. And if that does happen, then they should nerf it instantly, which by the way they did. But yeah, like it's sometimes you'll just make mistakes because they're human.
Yeah, like you need someone to come up with the idea. So like they come up with the idea and then they give it to like the playtest group. Like, hey, figure out if this idea is dumb as fuck or not. And I mean, admittedly, a lot of the ideas are dumb as fuck that go through. And like I don't know half the shit that comes through. Like with like. What is the name? Courage of the Colossus giving like how much was it? Was like fucking
7% per target around you or something.
Yeah, it was just the most stupid shit on release. It was like, dude,
do you remember Warlords that worked on every crit?
Yeah,
that was some. Good
Yasuo
stuff.
was unkillable. The lifesteal.
Yeah,
Yasuo.
That was some good stuff.
Yeah, like I don't think that it's the balance or the design team that's like the issue. It's just like some of the stuff that gets through is just like, do you not like? They must like not play test this shit. Like nobody must be testing this shit out because I'll play against the new LeBlanc. It's like how the fuck does this like nothing changed? She's one shot. In fact, she's probably even better earlier than she was before. She like just hits an E and I'm dead. It's like okay, I don't know, man.
I feel like the design team still deserves like a little bit of flame just because like. Some of the stuff is like, why do you need that much shit in it? Like Camille's kit is just like half her abilities have like 10 lines of text. You're trying to read like what everything does, and it's got like 40% speed on this thing and some healing and it's damage. You're like, what the fuck does this do actually?
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like those champions. I'm like, what are you thinking when you design this?
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like the design team, they, like obviously it's like. it's on both of them because the design team wants to make something like they don't fucking like. Yeah, he's fucking bronze one. He doesn't understand the fucking game. It's just like I want to have something that's really fun. This all sounds like really good ideas and they work well together. Someone needs to be like, all right, these are fun, but it's overloaded as fuck. Camille shouldn't be able to dash like 3 screens away and then ulti you so you can't escape. Like, I mean, it's a good concept. Don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't be a function in this game. So, like, it's definitely some, like, the communication's just not happening somewhere in that like process.
Yeah. The designer's like that guy in the basement who's like crafting this like super cool thing, and then like someone needs to be like, "Whoa, you can't bring that in public. That shit's dangerous." Like, this guy built like the most ridiculous cosplay with like a nuke attached to it, and no one at some point was like, "Hey, you got to take the nuke off."
I mean, that's how they came out with Rengar, right?
Yeah, like I could agree. Like some of the shit that the design team comes up with, like maybe if they were a little higher elo, they'd probably realize, like, well, maybe he doesn't need, like, 50 fucking things attached to his kit. Like, maybe that just doesn't make any sense. Maybe he can be okay with, like, just having his Q do damage, and that's fine. It doesn't need to, like, do damage, and then his ulti, like, instantly crits them, and fucking all this shit. And, yeah, I just feel like there's definitely, they have issues with the process that they're going with, so I don't know, man. But that's the last question. That's it for the question and answers. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for Beyond the Rift today. I want to thank my beautiful guests for joining me today. Let's start, Marks. If they want to find more of you, man, where can they get you?
My Twitter is twitter.com/TheMarkZ. My YouTube's the same thing. Everything's just TheMarkZ. THEE.
Definitely go
That's
and check
it.
that out. Scar.
Check me out. I'm awesome.
Scar,
yeah.
If they want to find more of you, where are they going to find you at?
I'll probably be streaming right after this, but you can find me on Twitch or on Twitter under Scara, and from there you can find my other social media. But yeah, you can just check me out on Twitch, which I stream like every single day.
All right, man. Well, and you know, guys know where to find me. I'm a cutie pie. You can find me here. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye.